Hi, everybody. I'm Sue McNaughton, the Communications Director for the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections, and we are joined today by Donna Platt, who is the Superintendent's Assistant at the State Correctional Institution at Laurel Highlands, which is in Somerset County. Hello, Donna.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
The reason we wanted to interview you today was we heard that there was recently a project at your institution prior to the system-wide quarantine where inmates created cards for local nursing homes. What can you tell us about how it got started and everything that went into it?
Actually, I don't know if you want to, this was started after that.
Okay.
So I don't know if that matters or not, but after the pandemic, they were looking for a way to give something back to the community, because they were kind of stuck here too and looking for something that they could give back. And since the nursing homes couldn't receive any visits either, they thought it would be a great way for them to give something back to help them out, to lift their spirits a little bit too.
Right. So when you say they, how many inmates are you talking about?
We actually had material delivered to all the blocks, and whoever wanted to participate on the blocks did. And they would draw the cards, make them up, and then turn them into their unit manager, and then I would pick them up.
Okay. So what kind of mediums did they use? Was it pencils, colored pencils, crayons, or paint? What did they use?
Most of them were colored pencils and markers.
Okay.
We did have one or two that were like a watercolor, like a water paint, I would say, but most of them were colored pencils or markers.
And were they pretty fancy, pretty talented art?
You know what? We had some that were the artistry was phenomenal. It was like a store-bought card.
Really?
And yes. And then we had some that were also just pretty basic, but they all had the same sentiment, wishing them well.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you, is in addition to the artwork that was on the card or in the card, what kind of message was sent?
They were all basically stay strong. We're in this together, that they were all kind of going through the same thing. So they were all just kind of, we got this, we can get through this. And
nice. That's great. Yeah. And then you delivered the cards to was it just one nursing home?
We actually delivered to 3 local nursing homes. So we have 3 local ones here, and we just divvied them up and took them to each of the nursing homes.
That's nice. And how many cards do you think were delivered to each nursing home then?
Probably to each one, probably 25 or 30.
Okay, that's nice.
We probably got about 80 some cards. So it was a nice turnout. Like I said, some of the cards you would not believe. They were absolutely phenomenal.
That's terrific. And then how did the nursing home administration receive them? Did they say like how the residents, how pleased they were?
Because actually they were holding them for a while due to their quarantine issues, but they were all very accepting of them and said that they can't wait to give them to the residents. So they were all looking forward to getting them, and they were all very willing, and couldn't wait to accept them. And so
great. And do you think that you'll do this again?
Oh, if the opportunity would arise, absolutely. Yeah, it seemed to go over really well on both ends.
That's what I was going to ask you, is how did doing this help the inmates?
I think it gave them a chance to kind of put someone else before themselves. It gave them something to give back to and look forward to, and it, like I said, they got a chance to actually put someone else before themselves, right, and give back.
Well, that's terrific. What a great idea. Kudos to you, the staff and the inmates, for such a nice project at a time when we're all so kind of distanced from each other, especially at nursing homes and, again, our prisons, where they're not getting the visits. So some sort of contact is really greatly appreciated, I'm sure.
Well, I think that was part of it. They could kind of connect. They're not getting visits. They're not getting visits there. So it was just something I think they felt they had in common.
Right. And then I just wanted to ask you quick, so I know that the inmates aren't having regular visits, but they are having video visits.
Yes.
And how are they going over with the inmate population? Do they like them?
They do. They do actually, and they're going very well. We really haven't, minimal issues, some scheduling issues and things, but other than that, everything is going very well with that.
Good.
That's gone very well.
Good. Glad to hear that. So I think
Yeah.
it's important for people to realize that, you know, while we don't have the in-person visits going on at our institutions, we do have the video visits. The inmates still have their telephone privileges.
Yes.
And then also there's, you know, the mail as well. So there are a lot of ways for our inmates to stay in contact with their loved ones.
Yes, and they call or they email and schedule a visit, and they get them scheduled very quickly, and so it's going well.
Nice. So is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we end this interview?
I don't think so. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to spread this word and
Excellent.
let you know about the project we did.
Great. If you have any other projects, feel free to let us know, and maybe we'll do another one of these interviews.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Stay safe.